All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Nicole, and welcome back to our English class. Today, we are going to dive into a crucial aspect of mastering the IELTS academic writing task, which is on pronunciation. While you might think pronunciation is only for the speaking test, understanding how to correctly pronounce academic vocabulary is incredibly beneficial for your writing too. Why, you asked? Firstly, when you can confidently pronounce a word, it solidifies its place in your memory. You are more likely to recall it accurately and use it appropriately in your writing. Secondly, many academic words are multisyllabic and they can look intimidating on the page. So breaking them down through correct pronunciation, it helps you internalize their structure and meaning. And finally, of course, and perhaps most importantly, if you ever find yourself needing to read your writing aloud for practice or to a study partner maybe, or of such things, knowing the correct pronunciation will boost your confidence and improve your flow, of course. So, in this session, we will be focusing on key terms for academic writing and their pronunciation in relation to IELTS. We will look at words that are frequently used in essays, reports, and other academic texts, and we will practice saying them correctly. This will not only enhance your vocabulary but also make you feel more comfortable and confident when tackling the IELTS academic writing task or even speaking task. Well, let's get started immediately with the first set of terms. We have here the first set of terms is on critical thinking and argumentation. First term here is paradigm. Again, paradigm. This is a model or pattern of thinking. Basically, a paradigm, it is a way of understanding the world or a system of beliefs that guides how people think, how people behave, or interpret information. In academic writing, this word often refers to a dominant way of thinking in a field of study. For example, in science, we might talk about the Newtonian, I think Newtonian paradigm, or the paradigm shift, the very familiar phrase, paradigm shift, when one way of thinking is replaced by another. It's paradigm shift. So that's paradigm. It's the dominant way of thinking in a field or study. So you use this term when discussing large ideas or common beliefs in research, in science, in philosophy, or even social thinking. So of course, when you try to use this, your tone it should be formal, especially in academic writing tasks. It should be intellectual, it should be analytical, it sounds high level, and is commonly used in serious academic or professional contexts. Pronunciation wise, I've also included pronunciation here because that's my focus also here. So, pronunciation wise, when it comes to the pronunciation, we break it into three parts paradigm. First is par, which has a which has a soft and short vowel sound. Par. Again, par. And then it is followed by a schwa sound, which is a weak and stressed vowel sound. Here, it is a weak and stressed a vowel sound. So, paradigm. And lastly, dime, which is like the coin, dime. This is the third part. It is pronounced as dime, like the coin I've mentioned earlier. It has a diphthong in the middle. This one. Um, Again, what's a diphthong? A diphthong is when a vowel sound smoothly glides to another vowel sound. So vowel sound plus vowel sound, we get a diphthong. Okay? So here in dime, we have a diphthong I. All in all, we have paradigm. We try to blend it smoothly to really sound more natural when we try to say this. We get paradigm. Sorry for that. Paradigm. Again, paradigm. The stressed syllable is the first syllable. Paradigm. All right. Next word. Contention. Again, contention. This is a strong opinion or argument. A contention, it is something you argue strongly about. So it is often used in essays or debates to refer to the main claim or viewpoint you are defending. It's contention. It implies not just an idea, but one that others may disagree with. So you need to support it with reasons. It's contention, of course. You try to use it in argumentative writing or debate, those kind of contexts when introducing or describing your possession. So contention, it's more of assertive and formal in tone when you try to use this. Since you're trying to present your claim, it's strong and confident, but still academic. Okay. When it comes to pronunciation, we break it still into three parts. Contention. Ten being the stressed syllable here. So starting with con, which has a schwa sound, a weak and stressed o vowel sound. So con. Again, it's not totally con, and and it's definitely not a long u sound like con, but it's con. It's in between o and con, con. And then followed by ten, which has a short vowel sound. And tion, if it's spelled out like tion, if a word has tion in it, it should sound like shun. Again, shun. Now, look at the iPage transcription. The one that looks like an F but without a middle line, that's the IP symbol for the sound of sh or the sh sound. Okay? So just remember that. For you to be familiar also, because being familiar with IP transcription can really help you a lot. So that is contention. Then is the stressed syllable again. Again, contention. One more time, contention. Okay. Third, nuance. This is a subtle difference or detail. This is a very small detail or difference that can change how we understand something. So it is often used to show a deep understanding of complex ideas, like, a slight change in meaning, in tone, or maybe an opinion that matters even though it's not obvious. So you use this when describing complex ideas, complex emotions, or arguments that have layers of meaning. That's nuances, okay, or nuance. So yeah, when it comes to pronunciation, we have two syllables, nuance. Starts with new. New, it just sounds like the word new. N-E-W. New. Again, new. Now, looking at the IP transcription, don't be confused with the letter J there. It's not the sound of letter J as it is, but it's the IPA symbol for letter Y sound. Okay, don't be confused. This is the IP transcription. That is not the spelling of the word. That's the IP transcription. So when we see a letter J in the IP transcription, that only means that, or that signifies the letter Y sound. Okay, so that's new. So NYU. It's more of like NYU if we try to look at it how it is sounding. So new. And then ants. Again, ants. Ants. Over time, ants. New ones. Ants. So there's a long sound here in the beginning. Ants. So again, this is new ones. For a moment. Hello once again. Okay. Thank you for understanding, but just a quick explanation as to why I need to there on the following hour I may have to quickly get out of the frame. There's some quick process in between of my discussion because I had to like cough or yeah, I had to cough because I'm I have a cough. I'm just a bit of so no need to be um no need to be alarmed or anything. I'm all good. I can handle the discussion well. It's just that there's just this bodily need to cough. So that's why I have to get out of the frame. Okay, there's just some quick pauses in between of my discussion, but it will not compromise the whole discussion. I will deliver all the planned discussion I have prepared for this session. So don't worry about that. All right. I hope you understand, and because I cannot really, I cannot really, force myself to not cough because I need to. Since it's a bodily need, it's it's just natural. It's part of me being sick. But thank you for your understanding in advance. Well, moving on or continuing with the next term under critical thinking and argumentation, which is rational. Again, rationale. This is the reasoning behind something. So it explains why something is done or believed. So it's not just an opinion, it's the logic, it's the reasons that support a decision or argument. That's rational. In academic writing, it's important to provide a clear rationale to show your thinking process. So, of course, you try to use this when giving reasons for your argument, for your decisions or research choices that's rational for you. And of course, your tone here, it should be logical, it should be serious, and it should be explanatory. When it comes to pronunciation, we have rational. We have three syllables here. I guess rational. Yeah. Let's start with the first syllable, rush, which has a short vowel sound. It starts with a letter R sound, which is her sound, and then followed by short vowel sound, and next, or it ends with an sh sound or the sh sound. And then second syllable is just a schwa sound, a short, a weak, and stressed vowel sound. So rush that's the schwa sound here. And then it ends with null, which is the stressed syllable in the word. So that's null. There's a long vowel sound in the middle. It starts with a letter N sound, ends with um, the sound that the letter L makes. So all in all, this is rational. Again, rational. Again, rational. Okay. Fifth word or term is fallacy. Again, fallacy. This is a mistaken belief or false reasoning. So it is an error in thinking or reasoning, basically. It is something that sounds logical, but it is actually wrong or misleading. So in argument writing, identifying fallacies helps strengthen your logic and spot weak points in other arguments because there's many fallacy that can really happen, that can really, how do you call it, that can really exist, that can really be present in an argumentation. Okay? All right. When it comes to pronunciation, fallacy, there's three distinct sounds here. Starts with fal, which is the stressed syllable. It has a short vowel sound. And then followed by a schwa sound of uh, a schwa sound. Here, it's a weak and stressed vowel sound. And then it ends with C, which has a long E sound. So fallacy, fallacy. Again, fallacy. Lastly, we have premise. Again, premise. This is a basic idea or assumption. So it is the starting point of an argument. So It is more of like a statement that you accept as true in order to build your reasoning. If the premise is wrong, the whole argument might be weak. So it's common in logical writing or persuasive essays. That's premise. So you try to use this word when explaining the foundation of your thinking or of your argument. So that's premise. Pronunciation wise, we only have two distinct sounds here, starting with prem. Again, prem, which is the stressed syllable. It has a it has and it starts with a consonant cluster, a consonant blend of the two consonant letters P and R. So the sounds of those letters are combined together, are blended together to create one consonant cluster sound. And then it's followed by a short E vowel sound and ends with an M sound, which is a nasal sound. Second syllable is premise, is. So there's a long E vowel sound here, and then it ends with a hissing sound or the letter S sound. All in all, this is premise. Again, premise. Alright, so those are the words or the terms under critical thinking and argumentation. We have paradigm, contention, nuance, rational, fallacy, and premise. Let's have, of course, to check if you're following with me, let's have a practice drill. It's time to practice. What I need you to do here is very simple. I just need you to read the whole sentence with me. While I'm reading the sentence, I want you to also read it in your own comfortable spaces there. All right? Okay. I think it's a very simple instruction. Let's start right away. So the highlighted word or yeah, the highlighted part of the sentence is the term we have discussed earlier. Okay, let's start. The essay introduces a new paradigm for interpreting historical events. Her contention is that stricter laws reduce crime. Understanding the nuance of this issue is crucial for analysis. The rationale behind the proposal is based on long-term data. He built his argument on a logical fallacy. The entire theory rests on a flawed premise. All right. So those are the first set of words. Let's immediately move on to another set of words, which is under evaluation and logic, starting with correlation, which is a relationship between two things. This describes basically a situation where two things seem condemned, and not condemned, where did it condemned came from, but two things are how do you call that? Are connected, are connected. So when one changes, the other might also change. It doesn't mean one causes the other, but they appear related. So that's correlation. You try to use this term in academic writing when discussing how two variables or trends or patterns may seem to move together. So that's correlation. Okay. I think you can often encounter this in research, in statistics, in academic discussions. So that's correlation. We have four distinct sounds here, starting with core, again, core, and then followed by a schwa sound of a weak and stressed e vowel sound, so uh, I mean eh, followed by lay, which is the stressed syllable here. It also has a diphthong sound a. And lastly we have the last syllable is tion, tion. What's the sound that tion spelling makes? It's shun. Again, shun. So all in all, we combine these four distinct sounds, we get correlation. All right. Lastly, correlation. Okay. Next is dichotomy. Again, dichotomy. This is a strong division between two ideas. So it is when something is split into two opposite or entirely different parts. These are often presented as black and white, so there's no middle ground. In academic contexts, this helps writers contrast two opposing viewpoints. Okay? You try to use this when describing opposing ideas in essays. Basically, that's dichotomy, like tradition versus modernity, theory versus practice. That's dichotomy. Those are examples of dichotomy. When it comes to pronunciation, dichotomy. There's four distinct sounds, starting with die, which has a diphthong sound I. So die, and then the stressed syllable is kot, which is the second syllable, and then a schwa sound for third syllable. Here it's a weak and stressed all vowel sound, and then it ends with me, which is a short e vowel sound. All in all, this is dichotomy. Again, dichotomy. Third is validity. This is how true or acceptable something is. That's the simple meaning of it. That's validity. It means that something is logical, something is reasonable, or backed by good evidence. So in writing, it refers to how well an argument or conclusion holds up under scrutiny. That's validity. Okay, you try to use this when discussing how strong or acceptable an argument, maybe a data set or claim is. So that's validity. So it's more formal and evaluative in tone. It's common in analytical writing or in research. When it comes to pronunciation, there's four distinct sounds, starting with v, which has a schwa sound, a weak and stressed a vowel sound here, and then followed by lid, which is the stressed syllable here. It has a short e vowel sound, and then another schwa sound, and we get last sound is t. Again, T. This has a short E vowel sound. When combined, all these four distinct sounds, we get validity. Again, validity. All right. Fourth term is inference. Again, inference. This is a conclusion drawn from the evidence. That's inference. Basically, it is what you understand or conclude based on the information given. So it's not directly stated, but it is logical based on clues or evidence. So you use this term in essays when discussing what can be logically concluded from the data, maybe a research or reading passages. So it's analytical and always thoughtful when it comes to its tone. Okay? All right. Pronunciation wise, we have three distinct sounds. Inference, starting with N, which has a short E vowel sound, followed by fur, which has a schwa sound, and another schwa sound for unts. Again, unts. Okay. All right. So this is inference. Again, inference. One more time, inference. Fifth is scrutiny. Scrutiny, this is a careful examination. It's as simple meaning as it gets. It means a very detailed and careful look at something. So it is often to find flaws, mistakes, or truth. So in academic writing, it suggests something is being critically examined. That's scrutiny. Okay, that's scrutiny. So you use this in public when referring to the um, careful analysis of data, text, or arguments, maybe. Okay, that's scrutiny. All right. For example, under public scrutiny. Okay. So pronunciation-wise, when it comes to pronunciation, scrutiny. So there's three distinct sounds starting with screw, which has a not short, but a long oo vowel sound, and then followed by t, which is a schwa sound. Scrutiny. Ni. That's the last syllable. It has a long E vowel sound. So all in all, this is scrutiny. Again, scrutiny. And lastly, we have coherence. Coherence, this is a logical connection and flow. So it means that your ideas fit together clearly and logically like pieces of a puzzle. So that's coherence. In writing, it makes it easy for the reader to follow your ideas if you're coherent. Okay? All right. When it comes to pronunciation, coherence, there's three distinct sounds, starting with ko, again, ko. So there's ko, and then he, which is the stressed syllable here. It has a long e vowel sound and ends with rens. Again, friends, short A vowel sound, and ends with a hissing sound or the letter S sound. So that's coherence. Again, coherence. Of course, these are the words under evaluation and logic: correlation, dichotomy, validity, inference, scrutiny, and coherence. Now, to check, of course, your understanding, we cannot skip to another set of words without a practice drill. So it's time to practice for the set of words. For the second set of words, same pattern, same process. Starting with the first one. There is a clear correlation between income and education level. The author presents a dichotomy between nature and culture. The validity of the research is questioned due to bias. We can make an inference from the given data. And government policy must undergo public scrutiny. Okay? Alright. So, lastly, we have good academic writing depends on coherence of ideas. Right. Those are the second set of words. And now, what you're looking at your screen is the third set of words, which is under style and persuasion. Alright? Starting with persuasive, the word persuasive, this is able to convince others. So it describes something, usually speech or writing, that is effective in convincing someone to believe or to do something. Okay? A persuasive argument gives strong reasons, appeals to logic or emotion, and encourages agreement. So that's persuasion. That's the very example, that's the very definition of persuasion. But here, this is persuasive. Okay? All right. So, persuasive. When it comes to persuasion, when it comes to pronunciation, we start with per, which has a short and stressed weak vowel e vowel sound. So that's per, and then followed by sway. This is the stressed syllable in the word. It uses a diphthong. Um, it has or is composed with consonant cluster sounds and a diphthong sound. The diphthong is A. Okay. Lastly, we have sieve. Or say sieve. Sieve. This is a strong, not strong, but a short E vowel sound. So we say it as persuasive. Again, persuasive. Next is assertive. Again, assertive. This is expressing opinions confidently. So assertive, it means speaking or acting with confidence and self-assurance without, being aggressive. It's about standing up for your views in a respectful and firm way. So that's what is it again? Assertive. Again, assertive. There's three distinct sounds here when it comes to pronunciation. It starts with a schwa sound, a weak and stressed vowel sound. Next is cert. Sir. Again, sir. This is a stressed syllable. And then followed by tiv, which is the last syllable of the word. It has a short e vowel sound. So all in all, we say assertive. Again, assertive. Next is objective. It is based on facts, not feelings. So that's objective. Again, objective. Right. Yeah. When it comes to pronunciation, there's still three distinct sounds here, starting with O, which has a schwa sound, meaning you didn't finish the class and just you know be here. Okay, so that's objective. I know. Yeah, not assertive. Why am did I? Okay. I suppose. All right. I'm already done with assertive. I unintentionally explained it twice, but we move on with objective, which is based on facts, not feelings. So it means being neutral and not letting personal opinions or emotions affect decisions or judgments. In writing, it's about sticking to facts and evidence. That's objective. Okay? All right. When it comes to pronunciation, it starts with a schwa sound, ub, ub, so weak and stressed O vowel sound, and then followed by jack, jack, which is a stressed syllable, jack, and ends with tiv, tiv, short E vowel sound, tiv. So this is all in all objective. Next to that is emphatic. Again, emphatic. This is showing strong emphasis, so it means expressing something in a clear and forceful way to show importance. It often highlights how certain or passionate someone is about what they are saying. It's podcast for you. When it comes to pronunciation, we have um, emphatic. So there's three distinct sounds here. Let's start with M. Again, M, M. Next to that is fat, that, which has a short vowel sound, and then ik, ik, short e vowel sound. So all in all, this is emphatic. Again, emphatic. Next is succinct. Again, succinct. Did I pronounce it right for a moment? All right, I'm not sure if you heard that, but the pronunciation of this word I totally forgot. This is succinct. Again, succinct. One more time, succinct. Okay. So succinct, it means clear and short. So it basically describes writing or speaking that is very clear, that is very direct, and doesn't waste any words. So it is powerful, but it delivers a message quickly and effectively. That's succinct. Okay, succinct. Pronunciation wise, we have two distinct sounds. Starts with suck, suck, which is a short vowel sound, and then sing, which has a nasal sound in the middle, the NG sound. Okay, a short E vowel sound also. So this is succinct. Lastly, we have rhetorical. Again, rhetorical. This is used for effect, not meant to be answered. So it refers to questions or language meant to make a point rather than get an answer. So a rhetorical question often spends like, um, okay, okay. Let's not talk about that. So, a rhetorical question, it often highlights synoptions or emphasizes the idea, especially in persuasive writing or speech. So, you try to use this when analyzing questions or statements meant to influence the reader or listener. Okay, that's rhetorical. Again, rhetorical. When it comes to pronunciation, we start with re, which is short e vowel sound, and then stressed syllables tor and tor, and then followed by E, short E vowel sound, and cul. Okay, so this is rhetorical. One more time, rhetorical. So this is again style in persuasion. For a moment, let me drink water. Let me drink water. Okay, continuing. Rhetoric. Yeah, we're done with rhetorical. This is again rhetorical. Stress syllable is on the second syllable, tor. Again, this is rhetorical. So for style and precision, the terms include persuasive, assertive, objective, emphatic, succinct, and rhetorical. So of course, we immediately move on to its practice drill. Sorry, same pattern, same process. Let's start. A persuasive conclusion helps strengthen your position. The writer takes an assertive stance on environmental reform. Scientific writing must remain objective. His tone is emphatic, especially in the final paragraph. The introduction is succinct and clearly stated. The question was rhetorical, not requiring an answer. Okay? Alright. Move on. Let's move on to the fourth set of words, which is an academic writing structure. Again, this is an academic writing structure, starting with um, transitional. But before that, I think you're familiar with academic writing structure. This is just, it refers to the organized way we build our essays, our reports, and other formal papers, maybe. You can think of it as the blueprint of your writing. So, just like a house needs a strong structure to stand, of course, your academic writing needs clear, logical structure to make your ideas easy to follow and, of course, to be understood. Okay? Because the organization is key to clear communication and achieving a good score for IELTS. So this is academic writing structure. First term here is transitional. This is helping to move from one idea to another. So it means it acts like a bridge in your writing. It helps you smoothly connect one sentence paradigm for the to the next. Okay? Alright. So that is transitional. When it comes to pronunciation, we have tran, which is a short vowel sound, starts with a consonant cluster and ends with a nasal sound N. Next to that is Z, fancy, Z. Okay, Z. It has or it follows with a short E vowel sound. Starts with a buzzing sound or the letter Z sound means. Then Tion, Tion, shun. Again, shun. And lastly, we have O. With the schwa sound. So all in all, this is transitional. Again, transitional. So it acts like a bridge in your writing. That's transitional. Next to that is thematic. Again, thematic. It is related to the main topic or idea. So thematic describes something that focuses on or is built around a central theme or main idea. So if your paragraph is thematic, it means that all sentences point within it directly support one core topic. So this helps you maintain focus and ensures your writing is clear and concrete or and also coherent. Okay? Alright. So that is how do you call that? Thematic. So it is it's shown here has the sh sound. So it also spelled like tion with many clothes of my girlfriend, something like that. So that's thematic for you. It focuses on or is built around the central theme or main idea. That's thematic. Next to that is cohesion. Again, cohesion. This is connection between parts of the text. So it refers to how well the different parts of your writing, which includes the words, the sentences, the paragraphs, the phrases, um, the clauses, they are how they are linked together on the surface. So think of it like a glue holding your text together, maybe. So this is achieved through things making, using like popcorns, repeating keywords, or using linking phrases. So strong cohesion makes you writing flow smoothly and very easy to read. Okay? Alright, so that's cohesion. Pronunciation wise, there's only three distinct sounds starting with ko, which has it has a diphthong sound. So the diphthong sound here is o. Again, o. Uh, Next to that is he. Again, he. Cohesion. One more time, cohesion. And lastly, we have sion symbol. It sounds like John. Again, Cohesion, maybe. Cohesion. Alright. Fourth term is chronology. Chronology. This is order of events over time. So that is chronology. So it means arranging events in the exact order that they happen. So if you're writing a historical class, maybe an historical essay describing an experiment or explaining a process, presenting information in chronological order means you are moving from the earliest event to the latest. So it's crucial for clear narratives and understanding sequences. That's chronology. It's doing that for you. Okay? So the report details the experimenter's tone, where the tone for chronology is neutral, factual, and academic. It's a precise term used to describe a timer-based organizational principle. Okay? Pronunciation-wise, chronology. There's three distinct sounds, starting with chron, which has a sharp edge. Okay? So that's chronology. Not yeah, chronology. Again, chronology. Next to that is hierarchy. This is systems or levels or ranking. That's hierarchy. It describes a system while things are some people are arranged in order or rank. Importance or power. So think of it as company chart with a COO at the top. Okay. So managers in the middle, of course, or power, maybe. Okay. So you can think of it as chronology. That's good. Okay. All right. So we have again hierarchy. Again hierarchy. All right. Pronunciation wise, we have he has a short vowel sound, and then ha here has a schwa sound. And no, not ha, but he. So your where did I get that? So this let's start over with pronunciation. We have he short vowel sound, ra short vowel sound, and ki no vowel sound. So that's hierarchy. Again, hierarchy. Pronunciation is on second syllable. Okay, hierarchy. Lastly, the last term is subsection. This is part of section in a text. So it is a straightforward term in academic documents. It's a section, just section. It is a major division like a chapter. So subsection is similar to that. It's more specific part within the larger session. So it helps to further organize and break down information, making concept topics easier to navigate, useful. Okay, that's subsection. Pronunciation wise, let's start with sub and then followed by sec. Okay, so that's subsection. There's three distinct sounds here. Then first is sub and then followed by sec, short vowel sound, and tion, shon. Okay, that's subsection. All right. For academic writing structure, we have terms such as transitional, thematic, cohesion, chronology, hierarchy, and subsection. Of course, let's go over to its practice drill, same pattern, same process. Okay? Start with this first one. Transitional phrases help improve the flow of writing. The essay's thematic structure is well developed. Good cohesion. Good cohesion ensures clarity in academic writing. Events here. Good cohesion ensures clarity in academic writing. Events are presented in strict chronology. The company's hierarchy um, the company's hierarchy affects communication. That's next. Lastly, we have this topic is addressed in the next subsection. Okay, or subsection. Subsection. There's three sounds here. So subsection, and that, again, those are the words for evaluation and logic. And the next set of words is on academic writing vocabulary for IELTS. This is this is for IELTS usually. Okay. Um. Wait. Okay. We've done about that. All right. So we are now on the last set of words. What are these words? These are how do you call that? Items. These are the terms that is under cause, effect, and complexity under a bigger umbrella on Beyonce. Okay? So this is again cause, effect, and complexity. Okay. These are the terms. All right. First is Sorry for that. First is repercussion. This is an unexpected consequence. So our first term here is repercussion. This refers to a consequence or an effect, especially one that is often negative, unintended, or unforeseen. So it's not just any result, but typically a difficult or challenging outcome that might ripple outwards far from the initial action or event. Okay, that's repercussion. Pronunciation wise, when it comes to pronunciation, we have re. Again, re. Sorry for that. That's pronunciation. Re. Again, re. It sounds like, so here there it has a long E vowel sound. Again, pronunciation wise, we start with re, which has a long E vowel sound. Next to that is per, which has a schwa sound. So the letter E sound here is, or the sound is weak and stressed. Weak and unstressed. Followed by uh, kush, 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 and lastly un. Again, un. So all in all, this is repercussion. Again, repercussion. One more time, repercussion. All right. Okay. Next to that is ramification. Sorry. Going back with ramification. So this is ramification. This is a complex or indirect result. That's the meaning of it. So similar to repercussion, this also refers to a consequence, but it emphasizes the complexity, the indirectness, and often multiple layers of those results. So if you try to imagine, let's use an analogy. Imagine a tree branching out. Ramifications are like those many branches extending from a single trunk, which is often unforeseen or complicated. So they are often the intricate, hidden, or for um so far, yeah, or far-reaching effects of an act or decisions. All right, so that's ramification. Pronunciation-wise, we start with ram, which has a short vowel sound, and then followed by e alone, and then third is fi, which has a short e vowel sound, and then kush, kush, kush. So the fourth syllable is K, which has a diphthong sound A. And Tion, that's the last part of the word. Tion, shun. All in all, we get ramification. Again, ramification. Next to that is mitigate. Again, mitigate. This is reduce the severity of something. That's mitigate. Well, our third term here is mitigate. This is a very important verb in academic discourse. To mitigate something means to make it less severe, less harmful or unpleasant. So it's about reducing the negative impact or intensity of a problem. Not just a problem, but also a risk or a situation. Okay. All right. That is mitigate. Pronunciation wise, we have mit, short e vowel sound, and short e. That is mitigate. Pronunciation wise, we get mit, first syllable, short e vowel sound, another short e vowel sound, second syllable alone, and lastly gate. Gate here has a diphthong a. Okay, so all in all, this is mitigate. Next to that is exacerbate. Again, exacerbate. This is to make a situation work. So this is the opposite of mitigate, which reducing the negative, connotations of the word. To exacerbate a situation means to make it more severe, more intense, or significantly worse. It implies that an existing problem or bad situation is made even harder or more difficulty by a particular actions or factors. It is often used when discussing how certain words product. Okay? Alright. That is exacerbate. Pronunciation wise, we start with egg. So instead of X, we say egg. Okay, with the letter G. Then zar. It has short vowel sound, short a vowel sound. So zaz, exaz, and then followed by a schwa sound, only a schwa sound, a short, weak, stressed a vowel sound, and lastly bait, which has a diphthong sound in the middle. All in all, when combined, we get exacerbate. Again, exacerbate. Next to that is precursor, something that comes before something. That's precursor. So a precursor, it is something that comes before another thing and often indicates or influence its development, development. So it's like a sign or a preliminary event that sets the stage for what follows. It's not necessarily a direct cause, but rather an earlier condition or event that's precursor. It yeah, that's precursor. Pronunciation wise, we have three distinct sounds starting with short e vowel sound, then per, and son. Again, not son, but sir. Again, sir. So precursor. Again, precursor. And lastly, the last term for today's session is paradox. Again, paradox. This is a statement that contradicts itself. So paradox, it is a statement, a situation or idea that seems self-contradictory or illogical at first glance, but it often, when you try to get a closer examination, um, it reveals a deeper truth or it makes sense. It's about, presenting a puzzling contrast. For example, I'm using my mirror, of course, here. Next to that is, oh my god, oh my, oh my god. Sorry for that. We are already on the last word, and that happened. Sorry for that. Okay, going back to paradox. Again, this is a statement that contradicts itself. So it is Self-contradictory or illogical at first glance, but often on closer examination, it reveals a deeper truth or it makes sense. It is illogical at first glance when your first impression of it is like what, but later on you just it makes sense. The contradiction it makes sense. Okay, that's paradox. So it presents a puzzling contrast. Say for example, less is more. It is a common paradoxical phrase. It's about exploring complexities where things aren't as straightforward as they appear. That's paradox. So that's just an example phrase, though. Less is more. But if we try to look at it, we can also say it's a paradox that the most advanced societies often face the highest levels of anxiety. Something like that. Okay? When it comes to pronunciation, paradox, there's three distinct sounds starting with par, which has a short a vowel sound. And this is also the stressed sound or stressed syllable here. And then next to that is a schwa sound, a short, weak, and stressed a vowel sound. Then lastly, we have ducks. So it ends with a hissing sound in the end, which is the letter S sound. So when combined, it sounds like paradox. Again, when combined, it sounds like paradox. Again, paradox. One more time, paradox. Again, the stress syllable is on the first syllable par, so paradox. For cause, effect, and complexity, the terms we've discussed are repercussions, ramifications, mitigate, exacerbated, no, exacerbate. I'm sorry for that. Again, the words are repercussions, ramifications, mitigate, exacerbate, precursor, and paradox. All right. Of course, same pattern, same process. Let's have a practice drill. It's time to practice the words that we have tapped on, we have talked about, we have discussed. So again, we are just gonna read the sentence. The highlighted part are the words we've discussed earlier. So let's start. The war had lasting economic repercussions. The policy has several social ramifications. We must act now to mitigate climate change. His speech only exacerbated the tensions. Industrialization was the precursor to urban growth. And it's a paradox that poverty exists in a rich country. All right. That ends our, yeah, that's the last, okay, that's the last set of words for today's session. So those words, the words we've discussed earlier, are part of academic writing vocabulary for IELTS. Again, academic writing vocabulary for IELTS. So that brings us to the end of our session, everyone, which where we focus on the topic that you see on the screen. I hope you have found it insightful and that now you feel more confident tackling those multisyllabic words. Remember, the goal here isn't just to know those words that we've discussed, but also to own them, which means for you to feel comfortable using them and yes, even saying them. Keep practicing, of course, these pronunciations. The more you say them correctly, the more they will stick to you, and the more readily you will integrate them into your writing. Just don't be afraid to sound them out when you are reading or even when you are drafting your essays. Okay? So for tomorrow's session, we will be continuing with academic writing phrases for IELTS. So we will be looking into phrases. For now, have a great night ahead, as this will be the end of our session. Goodbye and good night. This is Nicole once again. Bye bye.